With the Arizona Cardinals continuing to make roster moves, we now shift our focus to the offseason and focus on the NFL draft. Can the Arizona Cardinals get the first overall spot in the 2024 draft? Let's go ahead and dive right into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. Definitely don't be one of these guys who love to hover around the channel. Just subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. Alright, everybody, let's go and dive right into it. Let's talk about the Arizona Cardinals, shall we? Now, before we talk about can the Cardinals get the first overall spot and is it still attainable to get the first overall spot in the 2024 NFL draft, let's talk about the most recent roster moves the Cardinals have done in these last couple days. Now, if you guys weren't aware, the Cardinals have announced that Jonathan Ledbetter is done for the season. He ended up getting hurt in this last game versus the Chicago Bears, which was very, very unfortunate because he was the best defensive lineman we had this year, right? But this year has been riddled with injuries. This year has been riddled with not fantastic play on the defensive side and the offensive side of the ball. So it sucks. I hope Jonathan Ledbetter gets obviously better. I'm not sure what his future holds with the Cardinals or if he's going to get signed with another team, but obviously rest up for the guy and hopefully prayers up for him. Now, another move that's been made for the Cardinals is that the Cardinals are finally giving up on Marco Wilson. Now, this has been a cornerback that we've been talking about a lot on this channel, and it didn't start this year. We've been talking about Marco Wilson for a very, very long time. Some people are very upset that now it is now starting to come to light that we let pretty much Byron Murphy walk because we had Marco Wilson. To me, I never thought that Marco Wilson was going to be the replacement for Byron Murphy. I just felt that the Cardinals didn't want to spend the money this last offseason, which is very unfortunate, but you know, we are what we are. This roster is what it is. This is the reason why we're a 3-win team at the end of the day. But the experiment, right, the Marco Wilson experiment is finally over here in the desert, which I don't think it's a surprise. I've been calling for this for quite some time, or at least for the Arizona Cardinals organization to really kind of get this cornerback position upright, because we never had a solid cornerback outside of Patrick Peterson, and it's very unfortunate that we just could never get it right. I'm hoping in this year's draft we can really focus on that, and maybe in this year's free agency class as well, we'll be able to kind of focus on that. But Marco Wilson is no longer part of the Arizona Cardinals. We ended up waiving him yesterday, and I think now we're left with, you know, rookie cornerbacks, right? Garrett Williams, Keitra Clark, and Antonio Hamilton, with a few other people on our depth chart as well. So not very, very confident in terms of who we have on the roster, unless we see an elevation from Keitra and then an elevation from Garrett Williams. But that is kind of the latest news from the Cardinals. But let's dive right into, can the Cardinals still attain the first overall spot in the NFL draft? Now, I get it. Some people are going to say, well, we still got 2 games left on the season, right? We got the Philadelphia Eagles and then we got the Seattle Seahawks. Honestly, guys, I don't see the Cardinals winning any of these games. I truly don't. We don't have the roster to play, you know, playoff teams. We don't, right? We don't have the offense to play from behind. We've seen that for multiple weeks. We've seen that since the beginning of the season. This Arizona Cardinal roster, although they got the heart, they don't have the talent at the end of the day. And I've been preaching, can we just stay competitive? But we're just seeing the same things over and over again. Our offense can't get right, and it's very, very unfortunate. So let's talk about, can the Cardinals get the first overall spot here in the NFL draft, and is it still attainable? And yes, it is still attainable. To kind of make that answer short and sweet, yes, it is attainable, but this is what needs to happen. Now, if you guys do not know, right now the Cardinals hold the 2nd overall spot in the NFL draft from their very own pick, and then we also do have the Texans pick as well, which is sitting right now at the 16th overall spot, and we're really, really hoping the Texans continue to lose, because that only helps out our first round pick. But let's talk about our first round pick, which is the 2nd overall as of right now. Now, right now, the first overall is the Chicago Bears, but that is because the Chicago Bears owns the Panthers pick. So whatever happens with the Panthers, that only really kind of benefits or doesn't benefit the Chicago Bears. So right now, obviously, the worst team in the NFL per the record is going to be the Panthers. Right now, they are sitting with a 2 wins on the season. So the only way that the Cardinals can get the first overall spot is that the Panthers need to win out. So they got 2 games left, as well as we have 2 games left as well. So they need to win out. And if they win out and the Cardinals lose out, then we can get that first overall spot in the NFL draft. So right now, the Panthers do have 2 games left, like we said a little earlier. They are finishing the season off with the Jaguars, which, let's be honest, they are kind of going on a downward slump. I'm not sure if, Trevor Lawrence is not healthy. I'm not sure if he's not seeing the field. I'm not sure, but they are in a really, really bad losing streak right now. So maybe the Panthers can catch them slipping, right? And it's an early game. Maybe the Panthers can get a win there. And then they're going to finish off the season with the Buccaneers. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, the last time the Panthers played the Buccaneers, it was a pretty close game. They ended up losing 21-18, but it's a division game at the end of the day, so you really never know what's going to happen. So the Panthers might be able to get a win, right? Now, I don't see the Panthers getting both wins, Jaguars and the Buccaneers, and if they do, the Cardinals have a very, very, very strong shot in getting the first overall spot here in the NFL draft. Now, right now, where we're sitting, a lot of Cardinal fans are kind of happy and complacent with where we're at because of the idea of we don't have to worry about the whole Caleb Williams sweepstakes, right? Because I get it. When you are the first overall spot, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of people talking about you. There's a lot of mock drafts either trading you back or getting a quarterback. I get it. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of pressure to have that first overall spot. And I remember 2019 where we had that first overall spot. There was just so much stress that comes with that first overall spot. So me personally, I think I'm cool with the second overall spot right now, but you never know. You never know. The Panthers want to win. They're not trying to tank. They're just not good, but they might be able to catch the Jaguars slipping. They might be able to be a division rival, right? If they want to play spoilers. If they do go 2-0 and the Arizona Cardinals go 0-2, it is a real possibility here. Now, if the Panthers win 1 out of 2, regardless if they have the same record as the Cardinals, they still have the strength of schedule over us, so they're going to be first overall regardless. So if we both win with 3 wins in the season, they're going to have the first overall regardless. So it is still attainable. If you do want that first overall, you just got to root for the Panthers to win these next 2 games and the Cardinals to lose out, essentially. And I don't think there's Cardinal fans out here maliciously trying to say the Cardinals are going to lose. I don't think the Cardinals are going to win any of these 2 games. It's the bottom line. This is going to be a tough schedule towards the tail end of the season. So, ladies and gentlemen, here, let me know here in the chat below, do you want the Cardinals to end off with the first overall spot in the NFL draft, or are you okay with the second overall? Let me know here in the comments below. I appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day and go Cards.